podcast character designs done by Demon Arty. Like fan art, redesigns, original art, then Demon Arty's the artist you're going to want to follow. Be sure to check her out over on Twitter at ArtyDemon. If you like what you see, also consider supporting Demon Arty over on Patreon. For only $3 a month, you get access to Patreon-only community, concept art, voting on new art, bonus sketches, and the all-important fan service. So definitely check her out over on Patreon, because supporting independent art and artists is important. Oh, man. So ThunderCats Roar has released on the online only. It's on the Cartoon Network app. It's free to watch, and it's as bad, as disrespectful to the original, and as stupid and ugly. God, is this show ugly as we all thought it was going to be. And it's funny that it just released. I didn't see any commercials. There was no fanfare. Cartoon Network didn't promote it on Twitter. Nothing. It just came out. So that goes to show you that they really, really don't care about this show. And even when you go to the app, at least when I did, CartoonNetwork.com, I had to search for ThunderCats Roar because it wasn't on the front page. It wasn't on new releases. It was just that, like you had to look for it. So it's buried in the back of the website. But before it even opens up, I posted this on Twitter, and of course I'm getting all kinds of feedback. And there's people that are defending the show, and they never say why they like it. They just complain that I don't like it, which is funny. There's only one defense is, oh, I think it's funny. I like that it's goofy, and I don't care about the original. That's it. That is literally the only defense you can have, because there is no story. The jokes they could have been funny, but then they just hammered over your head. Like they do the whole, like you repeat a joke, and it can be funny, but it's the rule of three. You repeat it 3 times. They do it like 8 or 9 times with some of these jokes, and it's not funny, and you can tell that they're just trying to fill up 11 minutes. It's only 11 minutes, the first episode. It feels like 11 hours. But it opens up, and we get narration from Jaga, and that's Jaga's voice. I mean, it's as silly, Mr. Krabsy kind of sounding voice. It's not good. Jaga was supposed to be this, mentor character. You know what? Before you even watch this, reverse, rewind. There is a ThunderCats documentary it's on YouTube. It's called ThunderCats Ho, creating a pop culture phenomenon. Watch that. Watch that first, then watch this, and then think to yourself, oh yeah, this was respectful. No. The people who created ThunderCats actually gave a crap. They actually brought on a child psychiatrist to look over the scripts to make sure that these were messages for young kids to maybe learn something and throw in a couple of lessons in here. Of course, the story comes first, but you always want to have something in there for kids to, be brave, be courageous, stand up against evil, taking responsibility. Those kinds of themes are woven into the storylines. But that's not in this version. This version is Uncle Grandpa levels of silliness, which is fine for Uncle Grandpa. Just don't take an old property and crap all over it to make your stupid jokes. But it opens up with the goofiest version of Jaga that has ever been imagined. He's like, Thundera, what a beautiful planet. Oh, then it blew up. All things blow up. Oh, look, there's some survivors. And we see our cast. My God, they're so ugly. He goes to explain who everyone is, but it's like done with remember this G.I. Joe's? There was like the little character stats on the back you buy the toy, and on the back you cut out the little cards. I guess that's what they were going for, but they're doing like a little holographic thing, and they have like stats of all the characters, and he's explaining everyone, and it's just goofy silliness. And they're like, oh, they're going to travel to find a new place to live, and then they get shot down. Oh, they're just crashing any random planet. I'm Jaga. Oh no, it's the evil mutants. Oh, Thunder Poops. He says Thunder Toots or something. There's a lot of stupid fart jokes. And he's like, oh, hello, I'm Jaga. And you see him, you're like, my God. I have scribbled things with my butt cheeks that look better than this. My God. He says, I'm Jaga. I was on Thundera when it blew up, so now I'm a ghost. And then he like laughs and like hee ho ho ha, makes a bunch of jokes, flies away and disappears. Like I don't know. I'm speechless of how awful this is. There is a couple of good things of the show. They use a lot of the original music, and that just makes me smile. But of course, it's not theirs. and Panthero's voice. He sounds pretty cool. But look at all these people. All these people should be ashamed of themselves. So the thing crashes on the planet, and then Panthero's like, "Oh man, look at all this scrap. I could build a lot of ThunderCats with this scrap." Who is this show for? If it's for the older fans like me, I know what a thunder tank is. I know I know all these things are, but they're so disrespectful about it. All it does is piss me off. Like you're not laughing with me. You're laughing at me, and or if this is for brand new people, then why even mention all these little things? Like do a lot of callbacks, and it's just like in stupid ways. And everyone is the most ridiculous version you can think of these characters. So Panther, I built things, so I love scrap. Wily Kit and Wily Cat come out, and they're just goofy idiot kids. Chitara sounds alright, but she's just ugly. And she's like, "Oh, this planet sucks. What's the point of being the coolest ThunderCat when there's no one there to admire me?" So they're gonna make her to someone who loves like attention and stuff. That was never Chitara. Why even give her that character trait? That's just so weird. Tigra, it's hurting my head to even think about this. Tigra comes out, "Oh, we're all the coolest ThunderCat," and like things are falling on him and stuff, and they're always making these big goofy faces. And I know he was supposed to represent like wisdom, so he's kind of the smart person. And he's like, "But best of all, we saved the lineage of our people, our prince, the new leader of our people, Lino." And then you hear Lino's in the crash spaceship. "Oh, guys, gotta get some help. I'm stuck in here. I don't know how to get out." So, someone said this in my Discord. They're like, or was it on Twitter? I forget. But they mentioned that Lino is whatever the Team 4-star, the abridged Dragon Ball Z. He acts like one of those characters. But they do that because it's supposed to be goofy and stupid. And this is like supposed to be a normal story. So he's a complete idiot. And then Tiger's like, "Hey, use your sword of omens." "Oh, sword of omens," and it plays like the classical music, and I just love that original score is so good. It's epic, it's comic booky, superhero, it's just great. But here it's always played out for jokes and silliness. He's all, "Oh, sword of omens, give me the power to cut out of here." And he goes to stab through the wall, and he's like, "Don't use it like a can opener, but here's our hero, folks." And he's just a goofy idiot. Look at the faces he makes. And there's times where they give them lips. Look at this. Look at this ugly, awfully ugly art. And Lino's an idiot. "Let's look at this planet. Oh, big scary swamp, a big mountain, little guys hiding behind rocks. Oh, this place is amazing. Oh, I'm going to go out and explore and fight bad guys." And, this is where I don't know what it's trying to solve itself, or maybe the Tiger's like, you can't do that. If you want to be the leader, we got to stick together. We got to work as a team. Like, oh, these are like good lessons. But Lino just ignores them. I know they're trying to make a commentary like on the original, how Lino didn't make a lot of good decisions. But to be that guy, he was a child. Even though he was a child in a man's body, he didn't get a chance to actually mature mentally. So that's why he wasn't the best at making decisions. But he did learn a lot of lessons and stuff. This Lino, oh my God, this guy is something else. So they're like, "Oh, we have to sit together just in case we get attacked." So the mutants attack. And I don't mind if the mutants are ugly because they're supposed to be ugly. They're mutants. But they start getting shot at. Everyone's getting chased. The action isn't very good. The action is as good as whatever little action there is in Loud House. But again, Loud House is a like family sitcom comedy animation. And this is supposed to be an action adventure cartoon, and it looks like absolute garbage. They're getting attacked, and Lino doesn't know how to use a sword. He's all like, "How do I make it do the magical stuff? What do I say?" He does like, sword of omens, the Sapient sight, all that kind of stuff. But instead, he just says, "Sword of omens, do your thing." And like, he just throws the sword at the attacking ship and knocks off one of the laser cannons. And I guess kind of damaged it, but not a lot. Panthro, I guess, activated one of the engines on the ship and like used it to blast this thing out of the sky. I guess that's a kind of a cool idea. But look how everyone reacts to stuff. Oh my, it's so ugly. Oh my god, it's so ugly. But then, they're like, hey, see, look, sticking together worked. You were here, and we needed you. So, Lionel, you need to stay here to help us. But he's like, no, well, to see where the mutants are. I need to go find them and kill them now. So you guys can stay here and rebuild stuff, and I'm going to go on an adventure. Oh, forgot my sword. And he runs back, grabs his sword, and takes off. Snarf goes with him. And I think, oh, Snarf hasn't done anything stupid yet. He just kind of sits there. I'm like, well, Snarf would be an easy target to make fun of. I mean, because in the original, he sounded like this. And I can see them making fun of it, but they don't make fun of it. So I'm like, well, what's the deal with that? So everyone's cool with Lionel just taking off. And they're like, oh, Snarf's with them. He'll be safe. I'm like, my God, Snarf is awful. Wily Cat again. Look, they draw them with lips sometimes. It's so ugly. And they're like touching Panther's stuff. And then Panther, look at the face Panther makes. Oh, what did I tell you about touching my stuff? They get all scared. He's like, oh, I'm just kidding. And they're like, ooh, wow, yeah, oh, he really scared us. So, what kind of the family is this? They find one of the little robot bears. And they're like, oh, we like to build stuff. And since where they crash landed, it was like right in the middle of their village. And they end up like kind of destroying a bunch of stuff. And they feel kind of bad about it, but they still don't care. Like, they're like, Chitara, I thought you said there was no one here. She's like, well, I guess I didn't really look behind me. What? But they're like, hey, we brought you some food here. Then they eat like, yeah, Wily came out, can't eat like idiots. Like, they can't even eat normally. They're like wild animals. But he's like, well, so sorry, we came to help you rebuild your village. And like, oh, it's already rebuilt. I guess these people like to build. And they're like, hey, I got these blueprints for a really cool lair. How convenient. It's only 11 minutes. So they find the blueprints, so I guess they're going to be the ones who build the cat lair. And then they're like, oh, this must be a pretty awesome place if these people live here. Like, oh no, there's an evil Mumra. Then he gets struck by lightning. And they're like, my God, but what was that? Oh, he's so evil, even mentioning his name gets you struck by lightning. Yeah, Mumra, he gets struck by lightning again. They're like, what's going on? He says, oh yeah, Mumra. He keeps saying Mumra, and he gets, that's why I talked about the rule of 3. You do it 3 times. They do it like 4 or 5 or 6 times, and it wasn't really funny the first time, and it's not funny like the 100th time. Then one of the little bear guys walks up and is like, oh, well, were we talking about Mumra? And then he gets shocked. I don't know what to say. And they go right back to the same style of joke. They go back to back with the same shtick. You don't ever do that. We cut to Lino, like swinging through the woods like freaking George of the effing Jungle. He does this most ugly, ridiculous flip. I mean, this is the animation for the flip. Look at this. My God. But he's going around threatening all the animals. Tell me where the mutants are. Tell me where the mutants are. Tell me where the mutants are. Tell me what you know about the mutants. Where the mutants are. Where the mutants are. He says, like, again, the joke goes on and on and on and on. You can't go over 3. You gotta stop at 3. You go beyond it, it just gets stupid. But he so happens to come along where the mutants were. And then, Jackalman and all them, they jump inside their ship and they start shooting at him. And he's just running away and he's happy he's getting shot at. I mean, look at the smile on his face. And this is what the Lord of the ThunderCats should be doing. What? Just running away from bad guys? And he's like flipping through the air and just being silly. He runs into a dead end, and look how awful this whole framing is. It's just terrible. So they got him. They're going to shoot him. But then Snarf jumps out. I'm like, what the hell's Snarf going to do? A giant laser cannon comes out of Snarf. Shoots off their laser cannon thingy. So now they have no weapons. But they have missiles. And they're going to shoot the missiles at him. Then Snarf like opens up his belly and has a chainsaw. Like, what was that going to do? So Snarf's a killer robot thing? Of all the things to change, of all the things to add to the show, they add that? Ugh. But he runs out of power, so I guess he needs to be recharged. So he can't fight back. And then, unbeknownst to everyone, a gigantic Mumra slaps the mutant ship out of the way. And Mumra's like, who betrays steps into my front yard? And they literally do an animation for the commercial break. And that's it in the first episode. So Mumra's gigantic. He's the size of at least 50, 60 feet tall. This is awful. This is as awful as I thought it was going to be. It's just ugly art, failed attempts at comedy, crapping all over a previous beloved franchise just to make silly jokes. I don't like this ugly art style. Maybe with a different kind of art style, and maybe you make a show about making fun of old 80s cartoons. You don't necessarily call shows out by name, but like you have a character like Lionel who's kind of, bullheaded and kind of an idiot and goes out and does things, gets in trouble. But you don't necessarily, you do it more in a loving way. This is almost done in a hateful way. In the same way in She-Ra, when they're homage to Dungeons and Dragons. No. That was crapping in the face of Dungeons and Dragons. So this is pretty much all the same thing. There's a second part. Haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I can stomach it. Maybe I do it tomorrow because I can't take too much of this show in one day. But I'll definitely give the opener. I have to watch the opener to say that I gave it a chance. But this first part was ridiculous. Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.